Okay, so you've probably heard the buzz about Starlink, right? And its massive IPO that's coming up. Well, that's just the tip of the iceberg. Low Earth orbit satellites are suddenly everywhere. But listen, this isn't just another tech trend or a stock market story. What we're witnessing right now is the beginning of a whole new space race. And we're going to break down exactly what that means and what's really at stake.
And I'm not being dramatic when I say that. This quote says it all. A space territory war has begun. Seriously, this is not science fiction. This is happening right now. You've got everybody from SpaceX, entire countries scrambling, literally scrambling to launch their own satellite networks. It's a mad dash, a high-stakes competition for the real estate right above our heads. And it's a race that tech giants and world powers are absolutely determined to win.
So, that brings us to the big question, right? What exactly are these low Earth orbit satellites, these LEO satellites, that have everyone in such a frenzy? Let's get into it. Okay, the easiest way to think about them is this. They're basically flying base stations. You know, like the cell towers you see everywhere on the ground? Well, these do the same thing, but they're beaming internet down from the sky. Simple enough, right? But here's the thing. What makes them a total game changer isn't what they are, but where they are. And this is what I mean. Just look at these numbers. Traditional satellites, the old school ones, are way out there at 36,000 kilometers. That's a huge distance for a signal to travel, which means it's slow. But LEO satellites? They are hugging the Earth, orbiting somewhere between 500 and 2,000 kilometers up. They are so much closer. And that proximity, that closeness, that is the key to everything. So being that close gives them three massive advantages. First up, lower latency. In simple terms, that just means it's way faster. No more lag. Your gaming, your video calls, everything is just smoother. Second, you get complete coverage. Think about it. No more internet dead zones. You could be in the middle of a desert, on a boat in the ocean, or hiking a mountain, you'd have internet. And third, and this one is huge, they're totally independent of ground infrastructure. So if there's a natural disaster or conflict and the cell towers go down, these things keep working. They're a lifeline.
Okay, so if this tech is so amazing, you have to be asking, why now? What's with this sudden explosion? What are the forces that just lit a fire under this whole industry?
Well, the number one reason, the single biggest factor, is a flat-out cost revolution. I mean, it used to be astronomically expensive to launch a rocket. We're talking insane amounts of money. But now, thanks to reusable rocket tech, the stuff SpaceX pioneered, that cost has been slashed to just a tenth of what it used to be. Suddenly, putting stuff in orbit went from being this crazy, once-in-a-lifetime national project to something a company can do on a regular basis.
But it's not just the cost. As big as that is, it's really a perfect storm of four things all hitting at once. So you have the cost revolution. We just talked about that. Then, at the same time, the satellites themselves got way smaller and way easier to mass produce. Then you add in this massive geopolitical demand. Countries are looking at this and saying, whoa, we need our own communication network. This is a national security issue. And the final kicker? By 2026, we're going to have tech that lets these satellites talk directly to your smartphone. Billions of them. That just blows the market wide open.
So when you have a perfect storm like that, it doesn't just create a new industry, it ignites an all-out battle. And the best way to describe the fight right now is one superpower and a whole lot of strong contenders, all duking it out for control of the sky.
All right, let's look at the lineup. In the lead, the undisputed heavyweight champ right now is SpaceX's Starlink. They're already up and running and making money. But look who's right on their tail. You've got Amazon with Project Cooper. You've got China with its QuinFon network. You've got Europe with OneWeb. This is a truly global race, and we're talking about players backed by either unbelievable amounts of money or the full weight of a nation's pride. But here's the twist. While all these giants are battling it out way up in space, the real secret to their success, it's happening right here on the ground. See, Taiwan doesn't launch the rockets, but it has quietly, almost secretly, become the engine room powering this entire global industry.
And when I say engine room, I mean it. Get ready for this number because it is absolutely staggering. An estimated 70%, 70, of all the components that go into these satellites for the entire global industry come from Taiwan. Think about that. That makes Taiwan the strongest support group for literally every single major player. It's like a new guardian mountain range for this critical tech. And what that creates is a huge strategic dependency for every single country in this race.
And this isn't just one or two simple parts. I mean, look at this supply chain. Taiwan's role is incredibly deep and diverse. We're talking about everything from the ground equipment, the dishes that actually receive the signal, all the way to the super high-end circuit boards that are basically the satellite's brain. And then you've got the really critical radio frequency components that let the whole system talk to each other. They are, and I mean this literally, absolutely essential to the entire ecosystem. Without them, this whole thing grinds to a halt.
So as this incredible new space race just keeps getting faster and faster, it leaves us with a really, really important question. Because let's be clear, we're not just putting little metal boxes in the sky, we are building the next backbone for the entire global internet up there. So the question isn't if this is going to happen, it's already happening. The real question is, who is going to own our digital sky? And what on earth will that mean for the future of all of us, down here in our connected